Hello, my name is Jasmine Lee, and I am not your mama's astrologer. Welcome to the week. It is another Monday. Here we are in space together. These are like the liminal weeks. I love Leo season for that because it feels as though so much happens, and yet, is it a lot or does it just feel like a lot? Because that's how Leo is. I feel like this last week is the completion of a certain cycle, of fire, of embracing ourselves in a different way, of trying something new, of maybe traveling somewhere, of maybe loving different, of maybe. And I love that word, of maybe. It was a week of maybes. And I definitely played that out. My partner was gone with his daughter, as I said last week, and I think they've been having a lovely time. And I've been alone. And that's so Leo, end of Leo season vibes. And I could feel that. And I was doing new content. I was showing myself a little bit more, it feels like, putting myself out there in a more maybe vulnerable way, because I try to be funny and I know that the people that love me think I'm funny, but putting that out into the great cosmos, who knows? But that's the Leo work, you guys. And that's what I want this week to really be bookmarking, is as Leo season is coming to an end, the sun goes into Virgo on Friday. We still have a big part of this week to reflect and to emphasize, put a big old fatty exclamation point on what it is you brought forward. And if you didn't, why you didn't bring it forward. That's such an interesting concept as well, that I have been with as friends and had a partner who is a Leo, has been Leo, and my partner has some Leo in his chart, some juicy yum, because to me, I love fuego. It's fun. I don't want to be bored. I need earth, but I also love fire. I don't have any earth in my chart, FYI. Maybe that shows up in my podcasts. I don't know. Anyway, so I love this for us because Leo isn't always extroverted. You know, we always think of being front and center, of Leo being ruled by the sun, of Leo being in the ego space, and it rules children and first kisses, and it's big energy. But the thing about Leo is that it's not always extroverted. And like low road of Leo can be self-centered, but high road of Leo can be centered in self. So which was it for you this season? Were we getting centered in ourselves and then producing and showing up in this world in Leo fashion? Or did we kind of, because self-centered can be passive aggressive. And I find that that's true with a lot of dysregulated Leo energy, is that things came up, but if you didn't do anything about it, it kind of stung a little bit harder this month. If you weren't willing to stick up for yourself, if you weren't willing to think the thought all the way through or to really show up, then there might be a feeling ending Leo season of passive aggressiveness. And so I'm not one of those people that just thinks we're all delicate little snowflowers, just living these perfect little lives, being perfect little iterations of ourselves. And what I love about Leo is that it can be incredibly honest and accountable if we use the energy in the right way. It's only when, these big energies like Leo gets used in a way where it's attention grabbing or, tantrum inducing, because that's surely how Leo energy can reshape itself if it's not getting the attention it wants. What's a lady do over here when her partner goes out of town and no one's looking at her? Well, someone's got to look at me. So I posted a whole bunch of content. So Leo season, and I can also take that apart though. And so here's the medicine of astrology, is not to beat ourselves up if we showed up in a dysregulated way, maybe I did here and there this Leo season, but to look deeper into the why of that. I want to be seen. That is a vulnerable thing to admit. I want to be seen because I feel like I have a lot to say. All this air, you guys. She thirsty. Not in a bad way. I want to help people. So I have a good reason. My intentions are pure. But then sometimes how I can passively aggressively put that out there doesn't always land in the best way possible. You know, sometimes you have to listen more than you talk. And this can be hard for me sometimes. Not in a I hate myself kind of way, though sometimes I do. Ooh. But I can be self-aware and not, run away with self-hatred when I do that. In regulation. When I'm dysregulated, nah. I just think I am scum. I hate myself. Like the self-monologue in Leo season can be really extreme, either for the better or for the worse. I feel like I did both this season, that there were moments where I felt lonely inside myself and maybe I acted out, or there were moments where I found my independence and it was in creating that content and being alone for an entire week. I mean, my kids were here. There's no true alone in a kid household with 4 cats, but as alone as I normally am, and good things came up and bad things came up. I had more freedom to feel my feelings more intensely, for better or for worse. So I had some fun and I had some tears, and I created some content, and I had a full 24 hours of not leaving the house and not getting much done. That is the human experience, and Leo just makes everything bigger. Being ruled by the sun, there's going to be a bigger spotlight on that energy. So I want to end Leo's season this week with the notion of, where did you really show up for yourself and where didn't you this season? Because it's going to be more obvious as you do review, because Leo ain't subtle, so it is a wonderful opportunity to get real with yourself, to get righteous with yourself, to understand that whatever reality you are in, and I know that we all get into this phase of hard things happening to us, and they aren't our fault, but our perpetuation of the hard thing, our focus being on the hard thing, our energy feeling helpless and victimized, only enhances that in a very unaccountable way. So if things come up that have felt hard or impossible or limiting, or I have no idea what to do next, what that energy is asking you to do is to only look at it from how you can change it. It's not about your partner. It's not about your parent. It's not about your ex. It's not about your friend. It's not about your ex-friend who sucks. It's about you and how you are processing all of those things through your viscera, and then what comes out on the other side, because we off gas. Guys, we do. We are walking mirrors. I say it all the time. Our life experience mirrors our internal experience. And to those of us who don't turn inward, oftentimes feel confused by what is going on in the great wide open. And imagine if you're not going inward or understanding the nebulous of your feelings, then you're going to create a laser show in your reality, because our souls do want to ascend. Our souls do want to grow. Our souls especially want to move. And Leo season wants that a lot. And it's where restlessness can come in, depression can come in too, and over partaking socially or under partaking socially, extremes. It's a season that can feel really extreme. It's summertime. In my area, we usually get so much fire and smoke, but we didn't this year, knock on my fake wood TV tray. What really is going on is the cookie this week. What's really going on? Every morning this week, this is your cookie homework. I want you to wake up And I want you to really write down or think about how you're feeling. And then I want you to carry that feeling all the way through, because an initial feeling usually leads to something different. I'm tired. Okay. Yeah, it's the morning time. I got up early. Here's my coffee. It's the morning time. I'm tired. It'd be very easy to write that off. It's the morning time. My back hurts. Okay, sure. I'm sure that those are true. But what if, instead of just the complaint, my back hurts, I'm tired, you put that and carried it all the way through your body? I'm tired. I can't remember the last time I woke up energized. Life is making me tired. This routine is making me tired. This relationship is making me tired. I've been tired for years. I'm tired because I couldn't sleep last night. I can't sleep. I don't sleep well. I get anxious. Things pop into my head, and sometimes I have nightmares. Carry it all the way through, because I'm tired is only going to create more I'm tired. My back hurts, well, because I did all of my laundry yesterday. That's true. I did. And it made me sore. My back is tired. I worked hard. My back is tired. I worked hard on something that doesn't feed me, but had to get done. Why does everything always have to get done? Everything is so heavy. I'm so tired of being an adult. Life is so heavy. There. Life is heavy. What's been heavy lately? What is weighing you down? What is making you ache? It's not just the laundry, It's, I've gone too long without my partner and I miss him and the weight feels heavy without him. There, I said it. That's honest. It's not necessarily that honesty is going to automatically change your environment, but when you can be conscious of even the smallest things happening to you, that person cut me off. That person did that to me. That person sucks. But then, you know what I always think when I start getting really shitty in the car, because sometimes I can, is imagine it being your favorite person, or a parent from the school I teach at who I adore, or my grandma. Both my grandmas are dead, whatever. That'd be crazy. But you know what I'm saying? Like, put someone you love in that seat who cut you off. And even if they did it on purpose, because they've been real rude, or even if they did it vindictively because they're in a bad mood, how you let it affect you is what makes you the victim or the conqueror of your own thoughts. Because the truth is, you have to be willing to conquer those thoughts. You have to be open to your part in the story all the time. Because when you focus on that other person isn't doing the work, that other person doesn't show up for me, my schedule doesn't work. Who is the common denominator in all of these things? It's you, it's me, it's us. We are the common denominator in our life. And so Leo season wants us to make it about us, but not to be self-centered, to center within ourselves, so that no matter what happens in our day, we can understand that our reactions to the day is always up to us. You hear all of these beautiful survivor stories of people who have been through extremely hard things that some of us could never imagine ever happening. And now we all have hard things happening to us. So capacity is, whatever our life extreme has happened, that's our capacity. But some people have been stretched so far beyond. And there are so many stories of those people finding grace and art and poetry and love and some kind of peace within some of the hardest things that have happened to them. And if we could righteously commit to ourselves, which is the Leo ask, committing to ourselves to do our self-work, then we shine in that Leo sunshine, cleaner and more accountable. So that's the vibes of Leo season. And so as we're closing it out, we're going into Friday, still in Leo season. where can you take accountability for where stuff turned left? Or how can you reward yourself of where things went right? Because heck yes, things do go right, even when they're going wrong. There are things that go right. And I love that for us. And if we're always looking at what's going wrong without accountability, then we'll never figure out how to make things go right. We start a story that is never ending. And it's not the Atreyu kind where he sorts it for the whole universe, basically. No, it's one of those crappy ones, like the Lamb Chop song, the song that never ends. And we don't want that. We don't want the same echo in our head all the time. Whew. My neck just popped. Talk about a release. So then on Friday, the sun moves into Virgo. And of course, Virgo season rules back to school. Because even if you don't, what's funny is we've all been in school. So I feel like we all, whether we're in school currently or not, have that back to school feeling. So that's where we're at. Back to school is happening. I work at a school, so it's super happening over in this territory. And there's school clothes shopping, and there's supply shopping, and there's classroom setups, and there's, it's like the party's over, kids. So bye, Leo season. Here comes Virgo season, and it's time to get organized. Virgos love a good list. Virgos like to go to bed at the decent right time so that we don't wake up tired, as I was just talking about. We wake up tired during Leo season because of all kinds of reasons. But Virgo season comes in and says, no. Just go to bed. Go to bed. Get in the bed and go to sleep, or at least rest, because we got work to do. We got to get organized. We've got to do the thing. And I love Virgo energy for that, because Virgo has a very particular way that they like to fold the towels. If you are a Virgo, don't deny it. You load the dishwasher, here's my air quotes, the right way. It's like there's nothing you can talk a Virgo into or out of if it wasn't in their cabinetry to begin with. And by cabinetry, I mean they're well stocked in there. All right. They don't need you to tell them how to do it. They're going to judge you for how you're doing it, but they're not going to tell you how to do it. They're just going to have it, and they'll do it. And so here is the warning in Virgo season is burnout is real. Is we start thinking, I got to clean out the closets and the garage and wash the car. And it's like when you're going out of town and all of a sudden you need to clean out the garbage disposal. It's like, bruh, okay. Yeah, there's stuff to do. But here's where I really want to center you into Virgo season. Give the right F's, okay? Don't just be caring about the garbage disposal clean out because you're avoiding the emotional clean out or preparatory time to get ready to work harder. Don't distract yourself with chores or with to-dos. The to-do list should be important. The things you need to get done, the way in which you need to organize yourself. Because Virgo wants that. Virgo likes clean, okay, you guys? Virgo is the virgin in every sense of the word, in that meaning of it's not about it's not about perfection, though they would argue that it is, because Virgos really are perfectionists and they're very hard on themselves when they're not doing it right. So let's enter in mom guilt. Let's enter in, I don't have the perfect outfit for my child for the first day of school. It's like there's a lot to get done, but there's also a lot to judge about what's getting done. So this weekend is like a little tester course, because here, it just got into Virgo, but no, bam, that same day, we get a new moon in Virgo that night. And the interesting thing about Virgo is that back in March, we had an eclipse in Virgo. It was the first, and it was indicative of what we're going to be going through into the fall. And I want you to really think about, was there something important or a lesson or something you needed to get organized in happening in March that is coming around again? That's something to think about. Oh my God, the Carly Simon song popped into my head again. Did I say coming around again last podcast and then reference Carly Simon and then do it again this week? Okay, I did. It's fine. Don't pay attention. Anyway, so the new moon in Virgo happening at the same time, right when Virgo season is upon us. There is this newness, this fresh and so clean vibe that wants us to do it with more integrity. So I'm not saying add a bunch to your list. I'm merely asking you to add the important things, to get back into integrity and start doing things from that perspective, from the higher part of yourself, from higher consciousness. Because listen, perfectionism is a myth. Whatever you're seeing on social media, other people be doing is a lie. We all project, we all post the pretty pictures, but we aren't a pretty picture. We are a fully evolving, hemorrhaging, bleeding, loving, healing being. And Virgo is the healer. Virgo wants us to heal, but Virgo is also not here for your bull crap. So quit lying about it. Embrace it, clean it away, and start doing the good work. And that's what Virgo season's really about. And then on Sunday, the sun is going to square Uranus. So all of a sudden, everything's going to feel changed. Oh my God, there's so much to do. Oh my God, school starts next week. Oh my God, there's these, oh my God, moments of like, I got so distracted. But now is the time to get focused. And that's what it's all about, you guys. So the card I just pulled is building blocks. There it is. And here's what I want to say about that. That's interesting. I pulled this for someone I gave a reading to this week. Let's talk about building blocks very quickly. If you didn't have, it's like when you're building one of those towers. If you don't have a strong foundation, a strong core, a strong self, a strong way of being, integrity. Yeah, that's what we were just talking about, integrity. Then anything else you build upon that foundation is going to be stable or unstable. So this is a fresh start. What do you want to build? What does the platform look like? Spend more time in planning, preparation, and doing the right foundation so that the rest of the school year can be built on that foundation. Start your earlier sleeping habits now. Start getting up early now. Start organizing food prep, meal stuff, whatever it is for this coming season now, so that you aren't bamboozled, so that your foundation doesn't crumble because you didn't build it good to begin with. So how can you rebuild in a way that doesn't just tell your story, but resituates it in a way that makes you more stable than you were before? Because you've been through some stuff. I know you have. I know if you're listening, you have. And there is a lot going on. I know there is. But how we are choosing to fortify the inside caverns of our soul is what will make the rest of it bearable, is what will make the rest of it bloom, is what will make the rest of it successful, says Virgo season. Thank you so much for listening. Please like, follow, subscribe, all those fun words, because I'm building something too, my dudes. I'm building, and God, it feels like I've been building forever. So maybe we need to go back to square one and see where I'm foundationing and see how I can shift. You can help by following and watching and sharing and getting me out there. I thank you. I thank me too. You thank you, and I will see you next week.